What's good, y'all, and welcome to a very long-awaited, overdue video, I guess you could say, of Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Edition. The Ultimate Cut, the Extended Cut, whatever you want to call it. I finally saw it. 4 years in the making, as he has been waiting, like... This movie, man, it has to be one of the most important films, I guess you could say, for me, and really just for the channel, because you guys might remember that this movie was controversial, to say the least, when it first came out. Everybody was making videos on it. Angry Joe made like 3 videos on it, plus that video he did with Nostalgia Critic Overbeat, which definitely I highly recommend. You guys have not seen those videos with Nostalgia Critic episodes with Man of Steel and BVS with Angry Joe. Highly recommend you check them out. Those are probably my favorite episodes of Nostalgia Critic. I love those. Angry Joe, he's one of my all-time favorite YouTubers. Hell, he might actually be my all-time favorite YouTuber. I love Angry Joe. That was back when I was like a really peak Angry Joe. I was watching all his videos, man. Now I've kind of gotten back a little bit. I still watch a little of his content, but not as much as I used to back in the day. But yeah, man. So I finally saw the movie. I meant to record a little bit early. It's about 8 o'clock right now, but while I was watching this movie, I got a headache, so then I was kind of like waiting for it to go down a little bit. Took some aspirin. Well, not aspirin, actually. Took some Motrin. But I took some pills, took some meds, and I'm a lot better now. My head's a lot better, so we're here. Anyway, so, yeah. So, overall, what did I think of the extended cut of BVS? The ultimate cut of BVS. Also, you guys hearing rustling in the background because the mic on my headset. I mentioned this before, but it's not. But it's on the remote, it's on the cable itself. So if you hear any rustling, it's going against my shirt. So if you hear any rustling, that's why. Anyway, what did I think of the extended cut of BVS, or the Ultimate Edition of BVS? Holy fuck, does it fix the movie? Like, it doesn't fix it to the point where I say, oh yes, it's now on the level of Civil War, to which to answer that question, I'm sure some of you are wondering. Glenn, do you think that the Ultimate Cut of BVS puts it on the same level of Civil War or make it a superior film? No. It's a lot better, but still nowhere near the quality of Civil War, which you guys know also came out the same year. I am still surprised how I didn't make a video on Civil War, yet I made a video on BVS when it came out. I guess it shows you how fucking controversial it actually was. It's crazy, man. And I actually went back and rewatched my original review that I made back in 2016. Fuck me, is it terrible. I talk in circles. I look like a child. My hair. I'm wearing mismatching John Cena wristbands because that's all I had. Bruh. If y'all are some sick motherfuckers, y'all some masochists, I'll leave in the icons above. Y'all want to see that original video. I don't know why you would, but if you want to, it's up in the icons. Rewatched it. Shit, it really, after watching it, it really like spoke to me how far I've come, not only as a content creator on YouTube, like with just how the way I talk and everything, but just you know, not the confidence of like a film critic, if you would even want to call me that. I don't think I am really. I would consider myself more of an asshole with an opinion when it comes to movies, but yeah, man, I was talking in circles and shit, like, it's pretty bad. Anyway, so, overall, it fixes the movie, not to the point where I'd say, oh yeah, this is a radically different film. In a way it is, but at the same time it's not. Like I said before, it's nowhere near the level of Civil War, but it's definitely a lot better. If you guys have seen the theatrical cut of BVS, but you have still not seen the Ultimate Cut like I have. Like I said, this is the first time I actually saw the damn thing because I've only picked it up on Blu-ray. Yeah, man. Highly recommend you guys check it out. If you were someone that liked the original cut, the theatrical cut, then you'll like it. If you want someone that didn't really like it, this probably won't change your mind, because my man Eli Moore came when I told him I finally got BVS. It was like, not even when the Ultimate Cut fixed it for me. Well, it's not to the point where he said he actually liked it, you know. But yeah, I got an article right up here on my laptop right here that I'm going to be scrolling through just to make sure I got just to talk about some of the extended scenes in particular. Just discuss so I know which ones were extended, which ones were added, and all that shit. Anyway, so let's jump in with the usual plot synopsis and shit. Also, guys, by this video will contain major spoilers for BVS, so if you haven't seen the movie, don't watch this video. Anyway, so of course, the movie is directed by the infamous Zack Snyder. Finally, glad we're finally getting the Snyder cut, and stars Batfleck, Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, Gal Gadot, Jesse Eisenberg, Lawrence Cohan, Tayo Okomoto, and many more. And the plot of the infamous Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice is that of course it takes place after 18 months after the events of Man of Steel, and Batman has come into place. Superman's more of a thing. Lex Luthor don't like Superman's a thing, and he's come to stop him, have Batman killed, and with some Jesus imagery sprinkled in because for some reason Zack Snyder likes that shit. Yeah, first problem I have with BVS rewatching the film, like I didn't really like it before, but rewatching the movie a second time right now, it made it so much more apparent. The Jesus imagery is far too much. Like, I get it what Zack's trying to go for with it, but like, my God, is it so overblown in this movie, or just so overused, really? Like, if you guys watch the Songs of Grace video, you guys might remember him saying, like, something, you hear something, I am Jesus! I am Jesus! You know that? It's now, I am Jesus! I am Jesus! Like, it's too much, man. Like, you got the whole scene where he's up in the air and people are like looking at him, and then you got the whole thing at the Day of the Dead summer where everyone's like extending their hands out. It's too much. It's too much. Like, I know Joe mentioned it, like the comics have done this too, but me personally, it's just a bit much for me. Like, yeah, I get Superman's all powerful. You don't need to go all in with the Jesus shit. That's just me. It's a bit much for me. One thing I definitely gotta say that I liked more than I did the first time I saw this movie was definitely the opening. That whole opening sequence where we see Bruce's origins for whatever time it's been, plus the opening where you see Bruce, his perspective during the whole thing at the ending of Man of Steel. I actually liked that a lot more than I remember. It was like a lot better than I remember it. It was shot very well. I really thought the look of Bruce's origin. I like the look of it. I know a lot of people were bitching about, the movie's too dark, it's too much gray. Which, yeah, it is. Actually, rewatched the second time, I actually didn't mind it as much as I did the first time. I actually didn't mind it as much. Like, yeah, is it still a little dark? Yeah. But I actually don't mind it as much as I think I did beforehand. So, there's that. Of course, the stuff I loved. Like I said, BVS is one of those movies where, like, my opinions are probably... This is one of those movies that I have probably the strongest opinions for. And what I mean by that, when I say strong, I mean stuff where I'm either, like, really for it or really against it, Like, there's movies that I straight up love, but there's movies I also straight up hate. This is one of those movies where it's so much in between, where there's stuff I love, but the stuff I love, I fucking love, while the stuff I hate, I fucking hate. Like, Batman, like Ben Affleck as Batman, and Henry Cavill as Superman. Those two are perfect casting. You guys already know anything of Henry Cavill's Superman. He is Superman, and like I mentioned before, Man of Steel is what actually really started to get me to appreciate Superman as a character and really making a Superman fan. Then, of course, watching Angry Joe for as long as I have, that also helped as well. You guys know what I think of Batman. You guys, of course, been very vocal on my opinions on Batfleck. I love him. I'm so sad that he's not doing Batman anymore. I know he has one more movie under his contract, which people are going to say is going to be Suicide Squad. And one of the things why I just love him so much, I mentioned before, but he just gets the character. He just gets better. Yes, he kills and everything, which I don't really care about. I love that. That's one of the reasons why I love it. So I just kill it. When I look at Ben Affleck, I see Batman. It's the same way when I look, like I said, Henry Cavill, I see Superman. When I look at Andrew Garfield / Tom Holland, I see Spidey. I just love everything about it. I love his look. I love the way he carries himself as Batman, how he acts as Bruce Wayne. I just love what that voice modulator has. Like, I just love that shit. How could you forget one of the greatest lines in cinema? Tell me, do you believe you will? That shit was fucking hype, man. Now, there's rumors that the Snyder Cut might actually be having reshoots to finish up the movie, although there's other rumors saying that probably won't happen because, of course, the fucking outbreak and everything. Which I hope does happen because I would just love to see more Batfleck. But if we're gonna stuck with if we're stuck with Robert Pattinson, which I'll give it before I saw The Lighthouse recently, the man's an amazing actor, so I'm definitely looking forward to what he can do as Batman. Even when he said like, "Oh, I'm not working out," he probably meant that as a joke. But anyway, so yeah, like I mentioned before, I love Batman. I love Ben Affleck as Batman. Batfleck is the GOAT in my opinion. Henry Cavill is amazing as Superman. Gal Gadot is epic, is as excellent as Wonder Woman. She's great. But the things I fucking despise, I hate, I still despise. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex. Fuck me, is he terrible? Like, correct me if I'm wrong here, ladies and gentlemen. And Jesse Eisenberg as Lex is the same problems I have with the MCU's version of Flash Thompson. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because like I mentioned before, I've only recently become a fan of Superman, and my knowledge of his comics is next to none. But Lex is meant to be Superman's equal, correct? Mentally speaking, with his brain. You expect me that this jittering, fucking stuttering, over-exaggerated Jesse Eisenberg Lex is meant to be someone that's supposed to be Superman's equal? With him being like, and Jesus Christ, all the shit about God and shit, like, at first it was fine, like, I'm like, okay, I get it, but Jesus Christ, 90% of his lines is like, oh, God this, God that, devil this, hell that. I'm like, we get it! Enough! And but for whatever reason, I was still quoting all of his lines, the red capes are coming. The red capes are coming. And, I still despise that Jolly Rancher scene. It's fucking stupid. Yeah, I already mentioned red capes and like at the end of the movie, man, like, bruh. So, yeah, what else do I catch up with the theatrical cut that I saw? Because I actually first saw the theatrical cut, and then I went and watched the extended cut, or the Ultimate Edition, a few days later. The soundtrack is excellent as always. The action scenes are great. The fight between Batman and Superman is fucking epic, man. I love it. It was great. Like, it was set in, like, it's 7 minutes. Like, it's like, I said in my original review, it's like the greatest 7 minutes of, like, all super. Obviously, it's not the case anymore with Endgame. But, yeah, man, I love the fight between Superman and Batman. It's so cool. Oh, I love that we finally got to see that on the big screen. As much as I hate how much Doomsday was in the movie and how they used that as well as the death of Superman, it was far too early for both of those. I'm not gonna lie, seeing Trinity fight Doomsday was fucking hype! Like, the fight itself is awesome, especially when you got Wonder Woman's theme blaring! Like, I don't give a fuck what to say. If you were to ask me, Glenn, what is the greatest superhero theme in films? Top 3 is Wonder Woman's theme. Like, Hans Zimmer is the GOAT of Superman theme. He has the best. He has given us the best Superman theme. Fuck Danny Elfman score. He has given us the greatest Batman theme from the Nolan films. He has given us the greatest Wonder Woman theme from this movie. And his soundtrack for TASM 2 was fucking fantastic. I wouldn't say I liked it more than Danny Elfman's score because that's probably my bias and nostalgia for the Sam Raimi trilogy's talking there. But his theme for Spider-Man wasn't. Even though it sounds a little bit similar to Superman's, Danny Elfman's theme, even though it sounds a little similar there, I still loved the theme he gave Spidey for TASM 2. But yeah, man. What else? What else can I talk about? Lawrence Fishburne was great. I always like him and how he speaks in headlines. Crime wave in Gotham. Other breaking news. Water wet. He's great. Anything else? No, I think that's about it. It's where I can tell straight up about the theatrical cut. What my opinions are. Overall, my thoughts and my opinions haven't really changed much from my original version. Overall, I would give the theatrical cut a BDS, an 8.5 out of 10. That's pretty much the same I gave it when I first saw it. Might have given an extra 0.5 to it, but that's basically what I thought of the original BDS. What I loved, I still love. What I hated, I still hated. But yeah, now let's talk about the ultimate cut and the changes made for it. Now, obviously, we guys know this movie had 30 minutes of additional scenes that were cut from the original theatrical cut. And like I mentioned before, why the fuck was half this? Why the fuck was this shit cut? Like, I get it, the movie's 3 hours long. It's an R-rated movie. That's gonna like, not gonna make it as profitable in the box office potentially. When you have a 30-minute, 3-hour-long movie, which that doesn't happen nowadays. Like, the only other 3-hour-long movies that have been really big was Lord of the Rings and Titanic. So I get that. It's also rated R. I think this was before Deadpool came out, or it might have been the same year Deadpool came out. But yeah, I still think this is the version that should have came out in theaters. I think a lot of people would have been a lot easier on the film, and I think overall would have been a far more successful film, as it was far more better received. If this version came out rather than that theatrical cut. But that's just my opinion. So let's talk about some of the cuts. First off, there's one of the smaller scenes. Let's talk about some of the more smaller stuff. I actually like this one scene that was added. Now this scene was superficial. This could have been cut. It doesn't change much. But I like the scene at Wayne Tower when Bruce is going over to where Wayne Tower is, which got demolished by Superman's heat vision. I like the scene where you actually have these like little kids coming in there after he saves that little girl, or well, he gets that little girl, where they got this woman holding, having a live kids holding each other's hand, while they're going through the destruction of Metropolis. I like that was a nice little ad there to show you some of the more of the people who were there at Metropolis when it was getting destroyed during Man of Steel. I thought that was a nice little ad touch there by Zack Snyder. But of course, one of the biggest added additions was the stuff in Africa with Jimmy Olsen, who, as we know, was just there just to die. Seriously, why did he put Jimmy in this movie? He was just gonna kill him off. Like, bruh. But anyway, Jimmy Olsen, yeah, he died. One thing I liked about this movie is that we saw some extra stuff with him, especially after he dies, because one of the major things that a lot of people were bitching about was the whole stuff about Lex trying to frame Superman for these murders to make him seem like he is indeed this bad guy rather than not the good person that he actually is. Like, I like this, like, this shit isn't like so additional, like it just, oh my god, suddenly fixed the movie, but it's just like, it's like an extra scene, like these 30 minutes are extra scenes, like there's not one scene in particular that suddenly fixes the movie. It's all of them put together that makes this an overall superior film. But one thing they added in here was they actually after he dies, you actually see like some CIA operatives or whatever at like this this lab area or whatever with a bunch of bodies and shit, being like, all right, our agent is dead, our agent is like has fallen, whatever they said, and you see these other groups of soldiers on horseback making their way over to where Lois is, because they actually saw that she's there, and also just that she's still there. But you also got the guys being like, no, don't, because, whatever. And so they're coming in on horseback. There's a drone coming in at the same time. And just that whole sequence right there made that whole African scene a lot more better. Just gave us a little bit more to Jimmy Olsen's character. We saw more with the stuff with the CIA. It wasn't just like, oh, hey, CIA, bye. It was like, hey, he's CIA, here's the CIA. Which I like. You had that, and you had Superman come in there. And I like they added on the additional things about making him friends, because in the original movie, they don't really show you much. Like, I wasn't like, this isn't something that I thought about, because I won't lie, when the whole stuff with Africa and the whole frame stuff, I'm not really paying attention that much, where I'm like analyzing it and thinking too hard on it, because if I did, I probably would know there's a lot more plot holes. But when I think back on it, and then actually watch this extended cut, this ad is so much more where you actually see the guys, burning up, like piling up the bodies of the soldiers that were dead. And then you have this guy that I was always gonna frame, that was almost gonna flame, that was gonna burn Martha. That he burns the bodies, making it seem like Superman uses heat vision to destroy them and all this other stuff. And that whole sequence, you have the guys on horseback coming in there. Overall, was a great scene that added a lot more to the film. So you have that. What else do we got in here? Yeah, you got the American Invaders. That scene was epic. That stuff was cool. That added a lot. To the film. What else? The drone. What else? There's actually this nice little foreshadowing Easter egg that really didn't mean anything, but I thought it was nice they added in there. Where you have Metropolis State going against Gotham City, this college football game, where Metropolis is whooping Gotham's ass. Nice little foreshadowing to, of course, the fight between Batman and Superman. That's some cool shit. What else do we got here? One other thing I gotta say, I love the fact that they added a lot more of Clark Kent being a reporter. Because in the original theatrical reviews, you really don't see him do any real reporting outside of trying to do stories on Batman that Lawrence Fishburne instantly shoots down, and of course the scene at that little party where Bruce and Clark have their first interaction. But here, they added a lot more scenes to it, which I thought was great, where you see him actually like looking into the stuff of the Batman, the bad branding, and how it's a death sentence. He looks into it. He tries to get the crook that actually got that Bruce Brandon we saw earlier on in the film. He goes over there after he gets shanked. And by the way, the dude that shanks him, bruh, that dude's practically the Flash. He was like, he was in the light. He was in and out. Like, he got like 10 strikes in like less than like 2 seconds, bruh. Like, bruh, it was crazy. So you had that. So you had scene was that. You had him actually go into like, I guess his wife or the mother of his kid or whatever, and you know she starts interviewing her. You have some other stuff with that, and where she says that the Batman can't be stopped with words. He gets stopped by a fist, stuff like that. That was all great. And there was other, which kind of brings more emphasis on those pictures he gets sent on later in the film. So that was also a nice little added addition there. What else we got? Of course, there's the shit with Lex. Well, what else we got? There was also an additional phone call that we saw between Martha and Clark. That was also great to see. A lot more additional, a lot more additional stuff between Clark and his mother. I always like that shit. That was some nice little addition to the film. Of course, we actually have Clark actually investigating Gotham, investigating the crime scene with the Batman. So that was also great. I like the fact that they added more scenes with Clark actually being a reporter, which we didn't really see much in the original theatrical cut, or at all really. But I like that was added in the Ultimate Edition. Like I said, why the fuck wasn't this cut, added in the film? And then you have all the stuff with the Bullet, which was like a subplot in the movie that realistically, when you watch the theatrical cut, really serves no purpose. And if you cut it out, it doesn't really mean anything. Here in the movie now, it makes a lot more sense because it goes into the stuff with the wheelchair and the explosion there. So the magic bullet we know that was working, that the bullet that Lois is like, which they also extend on that a lot more, which makes Lois a lot more gives Lois a lot more shit to do. Because realistically, in the theatrical cut, she does practically jack shit, especially compared to what she did in Man of Steel. So they have this shit here that they add in there. You have to like go into like the science, this hot blonde chick, which I don't got a thing for blondes, but yo, that chick was fine. That chick was fine, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! But you have to go into her on the Bullet, and all this goes back to Lex, which I gotta give this prop. As much as I despise Jesse Eisenberg's version of Lex, I gotta give Zack Snyder credit for him at least trying to make him somewhat like comics Lex, where he's like where he has this plan, the stage of this plan to frame Superman for these crimes, to make him feel like he's like this bad guy that is just pretending to be good or whatever. So you have that, but then it's later revealed that the metal that was in that bullet was the same metal in the wheelchair that exploded. And another scene, like I mentioned before, that also adds on a little doing shit, is that after all the shit happens with the explosion and the chair, it makes it seem, or she goes actually investigates the dude's house to see what happened, and the dude bought groceries, which makes sense, which shows that the man didn't plan to die, because if you're planning on dying, why the fuck would you buy groceries? That was also another added scene that I really liked. It also showed, and also we also found out from her that was made from the same material, which of course brings it back to Lex, and that he's involved trying to make this as this puppet master trying to master this plan of like framing Superman for these crimes. And we also found out the car was made from lead, but you guys know from the comics, Superman can't see through lead. So yeah, there's that with his X-ray vision. What else? Oh yeah, you also have the scene where actually Lawrence Fishburne's character actually hands Clark the invitation to the party, which nothing much, but I thought that was a nice little added scene to show like, oh hey, this is how he got into the party. Which I thought that was just a nice little added touch there. That was cool. What else we got here? Oh yeah, one thing I gotta mention. I gotta mention Jeremy Irons as Alfred. I love him. Like, Jeremy Irons was, like, I think, no, you guys know me. My favorite interpretation of Alfred is Gotham Alfred from the TV show. But Jeremy Irons, after rewatching the movie, he's my second close. Because this man, Jeremy Irons Alfred, is fucking savage. Like, you can tell that he is so sick and tired of Bruce's bullshit. Like, at the party. And after he, like, hooks up his device to, like, Lex's servers or whatever. And he goes over there, and like one of the ladies that works there says, like, "Hey, Mr. Wayne, what are you doing here?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I was looking for the bathroom. I had last martini was a martini too many." And so she tells him the bathroom's upstairs. And then after she leaves, he's like, "You can't stay here, Alfred. Go up and socialize. I'll go to Metropolis and make you honest. In your dreams, Alfred." And he drinks like his scotch or whatever. And then later on at the end, around this, like around the middle part of the movie, where he says, "Well, I hope the next generation of Waynes don't inherit a wine cellar." There's not like there's gonna be a next generation. Like, bro, Alfred is so savage in this movie. I forgot how savage Jeremy Irons is. He was excellent on Watchmen, and he's great here too, man. I love it. Oh yeah, of course, to get to see Ben Affleck's ass. So for all you ladies out there, there you go. That right there is America's ass. Fuck Chris Evans. I already mentioned the phone call. What else we got here? There was also, like I mentioned before, there was also extension on the bad branding, which I mentioned before. That was showing off Lex, the guy that got branded, showing off the death sentence and everything. So that was cool. What else we got here? Let's see. What else do I remember? I already mentioned the I already mentioned the stuff with the Pentagon, with the Capitol building or whatever. Mentioned that. I already mentioned the phone call. I think that's about everything of the main stuff from. Oh yeah. It looks to be about everything that was from the main film that I skipped out on. There's also stuff with the black woman that was lying on the court hall meeting where she said, like, "Oh, Sherman killed everyone in my village," which that was also expanded on a lot more, which, like I mentioned before, also added to the film being just a lot more better because you see that she found she was lying and everything. So that was great. So yeah, you have her lying, and that was expanded upon, which was great. What else we got here? Oh yeah, there's also this other scene where where Bruce is like realizing that him killing Superman is like the one important thing. Alfred brings up like, "Oh, what about the 20 years of stopping criminals?" Bruce is like, "Stopping criminals, they're criminals like weed. You take one out, one more grows," and then he leaves. And Alfred says, "So falls the House of Wayne." So that was a cool line there. That looks to be about everything. Oh yeah, this line right here, when after the fight with Batman happens, the whole "Martha, save Martha," which after watching Joe's video he did with Nostalgia Critic, I honestly don't mind that scene. Excuse me. Yeah, man. But one scene that, like, this goes on to with Alfred being savage. Bruce, after he gets when he gets back into the Batwing to go after the Russian guys that have Martha held up, who are gonna like burn her, because what's the way to kill a witch? Death by fire. As he's like Jesse Eisenberg is just like throwing the pictures at Superman. So he goes in the Batwing, and Alfred tells me I was listening in. I tracked his phone. He's in like this fucking warehouse or whatever. And then Bruce says, "I don't deserve you, Alfred." And he says, "No, you don't." I love Alfred in this movie, man. He's so savage. I love him in this movie. And then, of course, you actually have the warehouse fight that got extended a little bit with the scene where, like, those that barrel into that guy. You see that actually fucking killed him because he hits his head and the trail of blood goes down. And I mentioned how he gets, like, stabs someone in the shoulder with a battering. And then Bruce just finishes him off, shaking him in the gut. Fucking epic, man. I don't give a fuck if Batman kills, is like, "Oh, he kills against everything in his chest." I don't give a damn. That's like Batman killing is fucking awesome to me. I love seeing that shit. But that's probably why, because I love guys like Red Hood and Punisher so much. Yeah, it looks like that's about everything. Of course, you also got. I think they actually expanded on the whole city with more, which I actually like this scene. The overall Death of Superman, how it was portrayed in film, was pretty good. Like I mentioned before, it doesn't really have any impact because, like I said, it was far too early. Just compare how I felt about the scene here in BVS and what I felt about when I actually watched the Death of Superman anime film. As you guys know, I mentioned that when I had like chills watching that film, and the Death of Superman anime film is just a fucking masterpiece of one of the best DC anime movies that they've ever made. Highly recommend you guys check out the Death of Superman if you guys have not already. Great shit. That scene, that was the Death of Superman done right, and man, that shit fucking hit. Here, I like to say, added this one scene here where you see like these these wide shots of just buildings and just places in Metropolis just empty, showing off because they're over there and where they were held in the funeral or whatever for Superman, just to show how important Superman was. Which I thought these scenes right here was a nice little cherry on top of the Death of Superman scene. So I thought this stuff right here was great. That stuff was also greatly added. I also saw a lot more of the Ken Phelan funeral, which you got Lawrence Fishburne that was also there at the funeral, so that was cool to see. And you also got to see where Bruce tells Lex he's going to put him in Arkham instead, which, there's that as well, looks. And that's pretty much about it from all the major stuff. I probably missed some stuff, but that's about all the major stuff that I wanted to talk about. Overall, like I mentioned before, this is a far superior version of BVS. If I ever go back and rewatch BVS ever again, it's going to be this version. I'm never going to touch the theatrical cut ever again when I know this version is just so much better. But that's just my personal opinion. So anyway, guys, tell me down below what you guys thought of the extended cut of BVS. What are your opinions on the Ultimate Edition? Do you think it's better? Do you think it's worse? What is your overall opinions on BVS? What do you think? Are you excited for see the Snyder Cut, Justice League? Tell me down below. Overall, I'm gonna give BVS the Ultimate Edition. A part of me wants to give it a 9.5, but because of the things that I still despise about the movie, that I still hate, like I mentioned before, Doomsday being too early, the Superman being too early, and Jesse Eisenberg as Lex, I can't give it that high of a rating. Even with all the improvements this extended cut means, I still can't give it that high of a rating. So overall, I am going to give the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition a 9 out of 10. Like I said before, the stuff I love, I still love. The things I hate, I still hate. This just made an overall better experience with these 30 minutes of additional scenes. So yeah, before, tell me down below guys what you guys thought about this, and yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe for new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Flag, sounds Christian Box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time. She's